Hey there, this is Joker. Happy New Year, and well, here we are. Another year of games over and done with. 2024 has been a bit of a mixed year, since we've had games like Suicide Squad, Skull and Bones, and you could argue Star Wars Outlaws, but there have been a fair few games that came out this year that I believe are indeed worthy to be played. Before I begin, I need to let you all know that this is my opinion, and don't go saying, you forgot about this game, or this game, because most likely the answer to that would be, I haven't played it, or I wasn't interested. So there's no Black Myth Wukong on this list, or Astrobot, or Balatro, or Path of Exile 2. You get the point. Disclaimer, this isn't a top 10, but I will mention what games this year are my favourites. Alright, with that out of the way, let's dive into the games I played this year, starting off with... Ever since I got my hands on Persona 5, which I still haven't finished, I've gotten hooked onto the Persona franchise, and when I saw the trailer for Persona 3 Reload, I was hyped. If I recall, Persona fans, you can correct me on this if I'm wrong, Persona 3 is regarded as one of the best Persona games of all time. I've never played the original, so this was all new to me when I first jumped in, and I love it. It reminds me of Persona 5 once again, which is great. The story is compelling, the characters are interesting and fun to interact with, the gameplay, fantastic, and the music, I mean, come on! Not only that, they also released an expansion pass, which honestly was kind of shitty, and I've yet to have played the answer, but I'm looking forward to it when I finally will. This song right here gets me hyped to play the answer. By the way, who's your favourite character in Persona 3 Reload? Let me know in the comments. Mine's Mitsuru. On to the next game, which is once again from Atlus. It is... one of the Game of the Year winners, Metaphor Re Fantazio. Now, I'm unfortunately going to sugarcoat this, but I've only got about 13 hours of Metaphor, but I do plan to return to the game soon. However, I did play through the demo a lot. Basically, the concept to me, at least, is what if Persona 5 but fantasy, and I'm all for it. I'm glad we finally have a protagonist that actually speaks. The combat is great as always, and do I need to say anything about that battle theme? Sorry for the Metaphor fans for this segment being short, but I will get back to the game soon, I promise. All for Hulkenberg. Next game we have... Now, I was going to put this game onto my favourite games of 2024, but unfortunately, I'm not enjoying Black Ops 6 anymore due to poor decisions from the developers and publisher. So this is more of a rant than a favourite game selection. But I feel like I have to address this, even if it's been done to death by now. I made a video a couple months back ranting about the state of Black Ops 6, and of course, I had a lot of people attacking me because of it, thinking I don't know better. Bet you feel stupid now, don't you? The game has gone through a lot of controversy since the launch of Season 1. Players have been quitting, actors are being replaced with AI, they're using AI in paid bundles and in-game events, they've been making awful decisions when it comes to balancing and nerfing, in particular the directed mode for zombies. They recently nerfed the time in between rounds when zombies would spawn, just wasting more of your time. Directed mode was my only excuse to play the game since I was grinding for Nebula camo. Quick editor note, they've actually reverted that, so they fixed directed mode. But even that experience is ruined with packet bursts and the fact that you can't play solo zombies offline at all. Also, there's a pause time for solo zombies. Why? Skill-based matchmaking has made the multiplayer super sweaty and unenjoyable for me. The time to kill is still inconsistent 3 months after the game has released. The server tick rates are still terrible, with constant packet bursts. How is it that a multi-billion-dollar company that was bought by Microsoft still isn't able to give the player base some decent working servers? Now look, Black Ops 6 is not all bad. The Gunsmith is still great for customizing your classes. Omni Movement is a super fun addition. The campaign, it's fantastic, but is unfortunately held back by an awful anticlimactic ending and uninteresting antagonist. The gameplay variety is brilliant though. One minute you'll be stealthing around like a secret agent, the next you'll be shooting zombies. Wait, what? Next you'll be exploring someone's subconscious. Okay, wait a minute. Is this even Call of Duty anymore? What is happening? All jokes aside, I really enjoyed the campaign, but I felt like how I did with the end of Modern Warfare 3. It feels like a halfway point instead of an actual ending. The characters are well acted, and the facial animations are some of the best in the industry, which that transitions over into the multiplayer because, holy shit, some of the faces they pull is nightmare fuel. Finally, Zombies is back to its roots, and it's fantastic fun, which makes me wonder, why'd they even change the mechanics for zombies in the first place? They just needed to stick with what they're good at, and they did, particularly with zombies, as that's currently the best mode in the game. I will say, however, I don't have much confidence in Treyarch and the Black Ops 2 sequel game that has been rumored to come out this year. I guess only time will tell. Well, that was slightly depressing, but now back to the good stuff. Up next on my favorite games list is... Of course Helldivers had to be on this list. How could it not? It took the world by storm, until it got hit with some controversies, like Sony delisting it in countries that didn't have PSN and unnecessary nerfs to weapons. But hey, as they say,
freedom conquers all.
The devs have been listening to feedback and the game is still massive. I will say that I haven't played the game recently, but what I remember was that it was hella fun to shoot bugs and Terminators. It's also fun to accidentally kill your teammate. Oh no!
Just reinforce me again, it's fine.
So, I killed you by reinforcing you onto the base. Oh my god, I've never seen that happen. Finally, that main theme is absolutely beautiful. It's up there with the Battlefield theme, which is one of my favorite video game themes of all time. Next up on my list is... Nothing needs to be complex to be fun. Space Marine 2 is aware of that. If you don't understand the Warhammer 40k lore, that's okay, because you can still enjoy this game with its repetitive yet fun gameplay of shooting thousands upon thousands of Tyranids. The graphics are on another level, however it does hinder the performance of my base PlayStation 5. The animations feel heavy and powerful, a perfect fit for the Ultramarines. The executions are brutal. The soundtrack, from what I heard, is amazing. I will add that all I have played of Space Marine 2 is the main campaign, but I'm hoping to check out the Operations mode soon and the multiplayer. Those if people are still playing the multiplayer. Time to move at supersonic speeds as we move on to the next game, which is, of course...
Fine. I got you now. I won't let you get away.
Now, this is honestly kind of cheating since it's part remaster, part new game, so I'm only focusing on the Shadow Generations portion of this game. It seems Sonic Team and Sega have been listening to player feedback on Sonic Frontiers, because Shadow Generations is a fun time. The gameplay is top-notch, fast and fun. The cutscenes are a major improvement compared to the last few titles in the series.
There's free food.
Yeah, sorry, but that Chaos Emerald and I have a date with a monster.
Well then, It'll be a date to die for. Fight with your wish in my heart. Your wish for everyone to have a chance to be happy.
Do I need to say anything about the music? Now yes, the campaign, it is short. It took me about 5 hours to beat the entire thing, but hey, still longer than Sonic Forces. Last note, the game got a DLC that's a tie-in to the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie, and Keanu Reeves actually voices Shadow in the DLC.
Perfect.
Up next is my first of my favourite games of 2024, starting with... If I see anyone comment Guna Game in the comments, I'm removing it because clearly all of you are looking at the game from a surface level. Zenless Zone Zero is a fantastic package with an interesting urban world, amazing character designs, fun and frantic combat, and the cutscenes in the game are movie level.
Dude, you're trying way too hard!
Billy! Keep it steady! You're sticking puzzle!
The soundtrack is a banger. Now, some of you might say that's unfair to put a free-to-play game in my favourite games list. And you know what? I don't care. I love this game so much that I even platinumed it. Along with my number one pick, which I'll get to. There is so much content for a free-to-play gacha game that devs have been listening to the feedback constantly, improving the game in tow. Zenless Zone Zero is my favourite game of 2024, along with one more game, and that title goes to... Yes, that's right. My game of the year is Stellar Blade. I watched this game and its development like a hawk, and yes, I was drawn by its appeal. But aside from that, Stellar Blade is a fantastic first outing for mobile game developer Shift Up. Also, before you say anything, yes, I also play Goddess of Victory Nikki too. Eve is a brilliantly written character along with Adam, Lily, Taki, Enya, and Raven. However, the same can't be said about the acting, which I'm not going to lie, is pretty bad.
I wouldn't.
Stop talking like that.
The graphics are beautiful, and the combat is great, taking inspiration from Dark Souls, so you could classify it as a Souls-like, though I would more call it a Souls-light, as the game isn't punishingly difficult. The animation team did an amazing job with the cutscenes and the way Eve's body moves. I'm particularly impressed with Eve's hair physics. It's up there with the hair physics of Crystal Dynamics' Tomb Raider reboot. There is a ton of customization, whether it be more skills for Eve, upgrades for Eve's sword, or for the drone, the plentiful amount of costumes you can equip to Eve, along with hairstyles, eyewear, earrings, and custom appearances for the drone, as well as costumes for Eve's companions, Adam and Lily. The game is chock full of content, whether it's completing side quests, finding collectible cans to get a special reward, and fishing, because of course every game needs to have fishing. The soundtrack is amazing, which makes me a bit annoyed that it didn't win Best Soundtrack at the Game Awards, but hey, what are you gonna do? The cherry on top is that they collaborated with the Automata, adding some awesome suits that makes Eve look like 2B and A2. Along with that, the game has been getting additional updates with small events, like the Boss Rush mode, the Summer update, the Photo mode update, and most recently, the Christmas update. So now is the perfect time to check the game out, and hopefully no DEI bullshit gets implemented in a potential sequel, because we don't want another Concord on our hands. Well, that about covers it. Those are my favorite games of 2024. What were your favorite games last year? What games are you excited for this year, and why is it Grand Theft Auto 6? Let me know in the comments. That's all I've got for now, so thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.